You've seen it happen in seconds. You stand up for just a moment and somehow your dog is already there, curled perfectly into the exact spot you left behind. It feels almost intentional, like they were waiting for their chance. Most people laugh it off or assume something deeper is going on, maybe stubbornness, maybe a quiet attempt to take over. But this is where the misunderstanding begins. Because your dog isn't trying to replace you, they're trying to stay connected to you, to a dog. Your scent is not just a smell, it's a signal of safety. Long before they understood your voice or your routines, they learned to recognize you through scent. And that scent becomes an anchor. When you leave your seat, what remains is the strongest, most comforting version of you they can access in that moment. So when they curl up there, it's not about claiming territory, it's about holding on to a feeling. Your warmth, your presence, your being there, all of it lingers in that space. And for a dog, especially one that is deeply attached, that spot becomes the closest thing to being beside you. What looks like a small, almost cheeky behavior is actually something much quieter, much deeper. It's your dog choosing you even when you're not there. But to really understand why your dog does this, you have to step into their world, a world built not on sight, but on scent. While we rely on what we see, dogs navigate life through what they smell. With up to 300 million scent receptors, their nose doesn't just detect odors, it tells stories. Stories about where you've been, how you felt, and even subtle shifts in your emotional state. Every time you sit down, you leave something behind. Not just warmth, but a complex chemical signature your skin, oils, traces of hormones, tiny emotional cues your body releases without you ever noticing. To you, it's invisible. To your dog, it's as clear as a voice calling their name. So when your dog presses their face into your seat, they're not just settling in, they're reading you. Slowly, deeply, like going through a letter written in a language only they understand. They can sense if you were calm, stressed, tired, or content. And in that moment, your absence becomes a little less empty. Curling up in your spot is like wrapping themselves in a blanket made of you. Your scent becomes comfort, reassurance, and connection all at once. Because for your dog, being close to your scent isn't a substitute for you, it's the closest thing to being with you when you're gone. And there's another layer to this behavior, one that goes far deeper than comfort or scent. It's instinct. Long before dogs lived in our homes, they lived in groups where survival depended on connection. In those early pack structures, members didn't compete for space the way we often imagine. Instead, they protected what mattered: resting spots, shared resources, and most importantly, each other. So when your dog settles into your seat, they're not stealing it. They're holding it, guarding it in the quietest, most instinctive way they know how. Your scent is still there, concentrated, alive, and by lying on it, they're preserving that presence, almost like keeping your place safe until you return. It's a subtle shift in perspective, but an important one. What looks like taking is actually maintaining. What feels like mischief is rooted in loyalty. In fact, studies on separation behavior have shown something fascinating. Dogs with a strong, secure attachment to their owners are more likely to seek out their owner's belongings when left alone, not less. Because the bond drives the behavior. The stronger the connection, the stronger the pull toward anything that carries your presence. So when your dog curls into your spot, they're not crossing a boundary. They're protecting a connection that, to them, is everything. And then there's the part we often overlook: the body. Because beyond emotion and instinct, your dog is also making a simple, efficient, biological choice. Dogs run warmer than we do, with a naturally higher body temperature and a metabolism that constantly burns energy. That means one thing: they're always drawn to warmth. Not just for comfort, but for conservation. When you stand up, your seat doesn't just hold your scent, it holds your heat. And for your dog, that combination is almost irresistible. It's a place where their body doesn't have to work as hard to stay warm, where muscles can fully relax, where energy can be saved instead of spent. In nature, conserving energy is survival. And even in the safety of your home, that instinct hasn't disappeared, it's just become quieter, more subtle. So what your dog finds is something rare, a spot that is both physically efficient and emotionally safe, warmth for the body, scent for the mind. It's not just the best seat in the house. It's the one place where everything they need comes together effortlessly. And if it ever feels like your dog moves too fast, like they take your spot before you've even fully stood up, that's not coincidence. That's prediction. Dogs are incredible pattern readers. Long before you consciously decide to get up, your body gives off tiny signals, a shift in weight, a change in breathing, a slight tension in your muscles. You barely notice them. Your dog notices all of them. They're not reacting to your movement, they're anticipating it. Over time, they've learned your rhythm so well that they can almost see what you're about to do next. And the moment that pattern starts, they're already in motion, quietly calculating their path to the exact place you're about to leave behind. But it goes even deeper than that. Dogs learn by watching you. Day after day, they've seen you relax in that spot, your body softening, your guard dropping, your breathing slowing down, and in their mind, that place becomes more than just a seat. It becomes the safest place in the world. Because if the most important being in their life chooses that spot to rest, then it must be worth everything. And in the end, it all comes down to one quiet, powerful truth: vulnerability. Sleep is the moment when a dog is at their most exposed. In the wild, choosing the wrong place to rest could mean danger, even death. That instinct hasn't disappeared. It's still there, guiding every decision about where they lie down, where they close their eyes, where they let go. And yet, out of all the options in your home, the soft bed, the quiet corner, the warm patch of sunlight, your dog chooses your spot. Not because it's convenient, but because it feels safe enough to be vulnerable. They are choosing to rest in a place that carries you. Your scent, your warmth, your presence lingering just enough to tell their nervous system, you're okay here. That choice is not small. It's a quiet declaration, a form of trust that doesn't need words. So the next time you find your dog sprawled across your seat, looking at you with that innocent expression, pause for a second before asking them to move. Because this isn't about dominance, it's not a battle for space. It's your dog, using everything they are, their instincts, their senses, their body to stay as close to you as possible, even when you're not there. And if this perspective changes the way you see that moment, share it with someone who thinks their dog is stealing their seat. They might just realize it was never about the seat at all.